It's the priest and your brother AZAN HA AHMATH right back at you with another lesson. I sincerely pray this lesson is edifying to the lambs of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do it well. Peace and blessings to the Bayah Shah Dawadah, in the house of David, and a few Avgov who were learning. And I just wanted to bring this lesson to you on this information that I came across on a bill that's being introduced called H203. It's a bill being introduced to prevent employers called H2303. It's a bill being introduced, to prevent employers to force or coerce their employees to get chipped up, right? And this is the beginning of the wicked enchantments that the wicked is occupied in. In the book of Psalms, the 2nd chapter, tells us that the heathen would be raging in these times. Esau's and a multitude of counsels, everything that's happening in the world, the overthrowing of the governments, the fighting in the streets, the civil wars, World War III with Iran, Russia, China, all this, pursuing Ezekiel 38, is going to lead to this chip. The Lord says he's going to cast them out of the multitude of their transgressions because they're fallen by their own counsels. And as this man is going to tell you, this is going to be an introduction to this chip. And we know it's going to be voluntarily at first because peace is going to destroy many. Because they're going to push it in the name of peace, right? It's beneficial for you. It's going to have your medical records on it. If you have a heart issue, whatever, the chip will be able to detect that ailment or a problem before you have a cardiac arrest. They're going to push it before they force it. So let's hear this man out, and I'll come through with a commentary via the scriptures. I pray it's edifying.
So there have been proposals that employers, this starts in other states, are asking, it always starts out voluntary, for employees to have a microchip under their skin, like in their hand, let's say, so that you just wave it in front.
You see how he slid that in there? Okay, it's going to start off voluntary, but then it's going to be forced, right? If you don't have this technology in you, you're going to be ostracized. You're not going to have a job. You're not going to be able to buy, sell, or trade. Well, isn't that scriptural? Proving that we are in the last times, in the last days? That's the scripture we go to in Revelation 13. Okay? You're not going to be able to buy or sell or do anything as this man is telling you, unless you have this chip. And we've been telling you this. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And as we just heard, he said it's going to be voluntarily. But what's next?
Reader, and it's used for security or getting in the building or accessing certain areas. It's supposed to be really convenient. But of course, this idea horrifies a lot of people. So a bill has been introduced by Representative Breanne Thomas she represents Seattle and Vashon. She's a Democrat. Her bill is HB 2303, and it would, very simple, prohibit any employer from requesting, requiring, or coercing employees to have a microchip implanted under their skin. This is an obvious idea, if you ask me. The problem with these proposals, and again, this has started in some other states, is it starts out voluntary, and then before you know it, the boss is saying, no, it's mandatory. The other part of coercion is they'll say something.
No, it's mandatory. And it's not going to just be at your job. It's going to be all throughout society. The government is going to force this on every individual who has a heartbeat, right? And if you choose not to get it, then you're going to be prey to be killed. And we told you that the wicked are occupied in their enchantments. This is the time they're going to conjure up distractions and false flags. All right, the woman who's missing, the stuff going on in Minnesota, Epstein, war, but the goal is to destroy the masses by peace. And now Trump is the chairman of a so-called peace board, which is conspired by satanic globalist technocrats. And they're the ones ushering this. So there ain't no peace. Because that's just another name for a New World Order committee. And we know this by prophecy and their own tongues falling upon themselves. And we heard the interview, with Nick Rockefeller. He said the end goal is to chip every person so they can control you. This is going to be a blockchain thing. They have a dying desire for total control. Okay? And it's going to come by that surveillance under the skin. They started off with the Genius Act. Then they came at you with the Patriot Act to spy on you. But that ain't enough. Now they want it in you. They want that technology in you. And it's going to start at the workplace. But it's going to end up in society.
The company, let's say, sometimes the government does this. Hey, we're not forcing you to do anything. We're just going to make your life really, really difficult until you comply. So
you're going to either comply or you're going to die. They want to watch and monitor you, control you. You know, your social credit score and your carbon footprint, all this is being tracked. All this is being introduced for tracking. Okay? Right? But we're not deceived. That's why we bring these lessons to you by his devices. Let's get that in dealing with the man of lawlessness. Right? He doesn't follow the laws of Yahweh Shai. He breaks his laws. What he's trying to elevate and exalt himself. But we know by scripture, 2 Thessalonians 2:2, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as the day of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai is at hand. All right, the day of the Lord is at hand. Which is why we're seeing them talk more about the MOTB. And we're going to continue to push the MOTB because it's going to be the death of many. But those who reject it are going to receive the salvation from the Lord if he has chosen you, right? So as the next scripture reads, let no man deceive you by any means, but the day shall not come, lest there come a falling away first, that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, and Esau is the son of perdition, okay, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that's called Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is the Lord. And see, this is what these people want to do. Be your God, right? So H2 303 is a bill introduced by the House Representative, as he said, Brianne Thomas. And we hear this man explain that it's a bill aimed to prohibit employers from requiring or requesting their employees to be chipped up. Okay, this is what they plan to do. Why is this on no news stations? Right? Why do we have to go get it from a small source? Because the small has run the media. You see? But the Lord allowed us to see this so we can bring it to you.
Mandates, whether it's in the private sector or the public sector, are always suspicious when they start out supposedly voluntary. Usually there's some kind of suggested coercion behind it. So Representative Thomas is getting ahead of this problem. We commend her for it. And
she's not getting ahead of the problem. She's not getting ahead of the problem. Right? This is all a mask, what this man is saying. Because we already heard him say eventually it's going to be forced. Okay? And then if you don't take it, what's the scripture say in the book of Revelation? You should be killed, man. Revelation 13:15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast shall both speak. And it's speaking. Okay? It's speaking. Look at the comment board. See what the comment board say. See how these people, what they're saying? No chance. I cannot believe this is even being considered. Just wear a badge. Absolutely dangerous, period. Right? As you see, the people don't agree. Right? But what happens when they're forced? You think these people are reading Revelation, the 13th chapter? What happens when they can't eat and their children can't eat? Okay? Jackie K, if she has children, she gonna starve out her children? Linda, right? Maggie, what they gonna do when they hear their baby crying? They're gonna submit. You see? So as I go back to the scripture, it says, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's going to be the ultimate goal, what they do if you don't comply. Right? We are here, brothers.
Popular bipartisan idea is certainly something that Washington Policy Center would support. And we'll see how that bill does. It also brings up this apocalyptic future of science fiction that you hear about, where people are being turned into robots, or advance and be mechanized. The more digital technology we have, the better. It's the first step to a brave new world. I know that this all sounds.
Well, isn't that what Elon Musk is doing? Isn't that what they're doing at the World Economic Forum, speaking about merging man with machine? Technologies in you. This is what Nohal Yavari is talking about. They're already ahead of the game. So no Brianne Thomas, nobody else getting in front of it is going to stop prophecy from unfolding. The Lord is doing this. And the Lord is working. Right? When you go to the book of Daniel, the 8th chapter, right? It says by his policy, he's going to destroy many. Okay, now we know that was talking about Antiochus Epiphanes. All right, but we know in these times, pursuant to this lesson and what they're going to do, they're going to destroy many by peace. Okay? This is Daniel 8 and 24. And I'll read to 25. It says, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people, right? Because 2/3 of the Lord's people, they're not set apart yet. They're going to fall in line and take the MOTB just like the rest of the world is going to do it, okay? And that's what the Bible goes into. Satan's come to steal, kill, and destroy. He's going to do that. He's going to accomplish that. But the Lord said 7,000 men are going to be reserved that would not bow the knee to this new system. Okay? But as it says, and through his policy, also shall he cause craft to prosper in his hand. Right? And that's going to be literally in the hand. Right? It says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. And isn't his heart his mind? And the mind of the wicked is him being your God. Do you see how this man is going to push this? It says, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand against the prince of princes, but shall be broken without hand. He's going to be broken. Right? So this is the beginning of many sorrows. And nobody's talking about this but us.
But we have seen that ideas start out small and then they tend to grow. It reminded me from a policy point of view of the original thinking of the Social Security number that was enacted first in the 1930s. It only applied to people who were in the workforce, number one. And number two, the government only assigned you a Social Security number when you got your first job. So when you entered the workforce, you got a number. Well, here we are today in the modern world, and Social Security numbers are now issued mandatorily to every baby that's born in the United States. So it went from being...
You hear that? So, and that's what people thought. They thought the Social Security number was the mark of the beast, having a number attached to you. And as he broke it down, that was only supposed to be issued to you if you were working. But now we know every child that comes out of a mother's womb in the hospital is on the black market, has a Social Security number attached to them because you are being sold. We're all commodities to a system. So just as that process unfolded, they're going to do the same thing with the MOTB. Yeah, it's going to be voluntary, and it's going to be mandatory. And as we just read in Revelations 13 and 15, if you don't take it, they're going to be after you. We're prepared to go out into the wilderness. We're prepared to follow the steps and the voice of the Lamb wherever he sends us. And that's the difference between, a man and a woman of the elect and someone out here just talking shit. Because when these things come down, what you gonna do? That's what it comes down to. What you gonna do? You gonna fold so you can eat, or are you gonna have faith and wait for the Yahweh Shai to feed you? Right? But again, it's starting in the workplace.
Number for workers and for a social insurance program like Social Security to now it's our national identification number that applies to everybody. So I'm just explaining that that's the way these things grow, and we need to watch out. I'm not necessarily saying that Social Security numbers are bad. It's just that they start out small and then gradually expand, and by the way, become a mandate for everyone. So it's something to watch out for.
It's going to be in demand. So you can't get away from prophecy. It's going to be demanded. We're witnessing the left-handed priesthood operate under the guidelines of the government of a new world order. They've made sworn oaths to protect the Constitution and its people, but they lied to you. That was all a mask because the people are going to be a prey who don't get in line with this. As he said, you're going to have to comply. If not, you're going to be left out. So the way they're going to introduce this is exactly how we explained it. Voluntary, then mandatory. Again, Revelation 13 and 16, we read it already, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. You're going to be forced to do this. And this is why the elect are going to reject it. The end is near and the end is here. We just waiting for these things to unfold, go national, the 15-minute cities to be erected, the technology increased, drones in the air, and robots on the ground. 2026 and beyond, we might see these things. Well, now it's being introduced into the workplace. And Washington State is the first of many. So I just wanted to bring this to you. I thought it was interesting. And it's our job to warn you and give you these updates. So I pray it's been edifying and you all were fed. And give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. This is the priest AZAN HA AHMATH of Bible Ball. Shalom.